A friend of a friend has direct messaged me pictures and videos of himself doing inappropriate things twice now. I ignored it the first time, rolled my eyes, and deleted the messages. I know I could block or report him to the proper channels, but I'd rather confront him directly first. The messages are completely unwarranted. I've never met him, and he only knows of me because he found my page through a mutual friend. I have never given him any indication of interest. He sent a message at 5:30 a.m. saying, "God, I love you," with a video of himself. He's over 35 years old. Story 1. I asked one of my female friends what she does when she gets unsolicited pictures, and she said she'll wait a day and then message back. I sent it to the group chat and we gave it a 2 out of 10. Story 2. I don't know about the United States, but in the United Kingdom, it's a criminal offense to send an unsolicited intimate image or video without consent or permission. It's referred to as cyberflashing and can get you on the sexual offenders register, and repeated offenses can wind you up in prison. On January 31st, 2024, a new criminal offense was introduced in England to address the issue of unsolicited explicit images, often referred to as cyberflashing. Under Section 66A of the Sexual Offences Act 2003, it is now an offense to send or distribute a photograph or video of someone's genitals with the intention or recklessness as to whether it causes alarm, distress, or humiliation. This legislation represents a significant step in protecting people from this form of digital harassment and sets a clear consequence for those found guilty. If the person is claiming to be doing it as a form of flirtation, they need to get real and try a better lie. I would tell your friend to contact the police, give them the videos and all details about the person and let them handle it, and keep updating the police each time he gets in touch. It's borderline stalking. Story 3. Just report or block. He will probably like it if you try to shame or insult him, so it is better not to play into his desires. Otherwise, forward it to his friends and family if you really want to stir up some trouble for him. Story 4. Reach out to the mutual friend and tell them what he did. Ask if they know him and if he is known to do this type of behavior. If you are able to find out who his family is, ideally his parents, get in touch and let them know what he did as well. I'm sure that will make him think twice about doing it again. Why on earth some guys think this kind of behavior is okay is mind-blowing. Story 5. I mean, if you want to play a weird flirty game with him, I guess you could come up with some kind of comeback. But just realize that when you do this, you're playing his game. Guys like this need real consequences. So the worst thing he could hear is, "You're under arrest." And seriously, do us all a favor and do it. Guys like that only do what they do because they know full well they're going to get away with it, and they make the rest of us look bad. We're not allowed to just beat them anymore, so you ladies are the only ones with the standing to get it done. At the very least, if that friend who is a mutual friend is actually a friend of yours, bring it up with them. Put this idiot on blast. Story 6. Start a group chat with your mutual friend group, include him in it, and ask the group if they have also been receiving unsolicited explicit pictures from him and whether they agree you should file sexual harassment charges at the police department. Story 7. I mean, you could just send it to one of his friends. A close friend, like a brother, and hopefully that friendship will be ruined, and the old boy will never send unwanted pictures and videos again. I promise you. I hate to say it, but there's only a little you can truly do. This somehow has to make it to his brothers. Story 8. I remembered something. The guy did this to the girl and she said, "Why do you have child pornography on your phone? I'm going to report you." Haha. Story 9. If I were a girl and received an unsolicited explicit picture, I would then spam them with more explicit pictures. Any response would be, "I thought we were sharing explicit pictures? By the way, as a male, I have never sent even my girlfriend-turned-wife an explicit picture." Story 10. Since you have his phone number, go on Grindr and make a post with the pictures he sent you, and then post his number with a message like, "Call for a good time," or "Send me your best picture," etc. The guy will no longer have enough time to be pestering you, as he'll be blocking numbers left and right. Story 11. There is a small lump on your testicle. You should get that checked out. I'm not a doctor, but that looks like a sexually transmitted disease infection, similar to my cousin's. He was about your age too when he passed away. Story 12. Honestly, That's incredibly disrespectful and inappropriate. I'm completely disgusted that you would send something like that to someone you do not even know. Grow up. Story 13. Individuals who engage in this often have a humiliation fetish. Saying mean things won't work, even if it is clever. Inform his friends or check the legality in your jurisdiction and consider telling the police. Story 14. Some guy I knew sent me a video of him touching his bits through his boxers after just friendly chit-chat about the gym. He was a personal trainer at my old gym, and I just sent back, "At what point did you presume I wanted to receive something like this?" Story 15. The guy I am with is so much bigger, laughing out loud. Guys are so weird with that. I do not think I have ever sent a picture like that. No one wants to see that until they are having it. Also, you should just tell him, most will not respond well to that kind of picture if it is unwanted. You are too old for that kind of behavior. Story 16. Worst thing to hear after sending a picture? Probably, "Who's this?" Or, "Laughing my head off, wrong person." But seriously, that guy sending you those messages gives off total creep vibes. Getting him emotionally is definitely a power move. Say something like, "Bro, your entire personality screams restraining order." Or go with, "You woke up at 5:30 a.m., looking rough, and thought this was a good life choice?" If he doesn't crawl into a hole from shame after that, block or report him because no one needs that level of cringe energy in their life. Story 17. My response is always the same. Find an image of a hairy butthole, zoom, crop, and send. No words needed. It has worked every time so far for any unsolicited, spam, or scam messages. Or ask if you're comparing sizes and find and send back a picture of a bigger eggplant. Story 18. Just tell him honestly how you feel. No need to strategize to get him back, which often does not work anyway. I would say something like, "I do not know you, and you are being extremely annoying and inappropriate. I am not interested." If it does not work, add, "Stop harassing me unless you want to explain it to the police." Another trick in your bag is that you could perhaps discuss this with your mutual friend. Story 19. Send it to his mother, sister, wife, girlfriend, or friend. Then respond telling him, "I sent this to person's name. It looks like there's a serious problem with it, and they'll be best placed to get you the medical help you need." Then block. Story 20. What's the point of being friends with somebody like this if they won't respect your boundaries as a human being? If he sent you something that aggressive and you didn't reply, then obviously you don't want it. So he sends another one. So what makes you call him a friend in the first place? Has he ever done anything for you besides send you an inappropriate picture? Don't shame him. Just block him and let him figure it out himself. Move on and be around people that respect who you are. Story 21. I would find everything about him online and send it to his father, boss, and any friends. Maybe just make a public post stating what he has done and your willingness to forward it along to anyone that wishes to see it for their own public use. Story 22. I know I could block or report him to the proper channels, but I would rather hit him directly in the feels first. Why bother? He has probably heard everything terrible there is to say about him, and he does not care. You are not the first person he has sent unsolicited things to. Just block or report him and move on. Story 23. I once had a guy send me things like this. I in no way indicated I wanted to see these things or get messages like I did from him and told him to leave me alone, which he didn't. So through his Facebook, I found his mom's and sister's Facebook pages. I took screenshots of their profiles and sent them to him, asking if he wanted me to send his messages and videos to them. He was suddenly very not okay with the messages he'd sent. Story 24. I thought when a girl responded with, "Did you send me a picture of a baby's penis?" followed by, "I'm reporting you for sending underage pictures." It was my favorite response. Story 25. People like that are dangerous, and you should stop what he's doing before it gets worse. The world is full of sick individuals like that. Don't brush this off. Take it seriously because he could be knocking on your door next. Best wishes. Forget that pervert. Story 26. The answer to the title would be that I sent it to the wrong person, and that person was underage. I don't think it could get much worse than that. The answer to the post text should be something along the lines of reporting this to the proper authorities or something. Story 27. Don't engage. The man is looking for a response. Any response. Block and report to authorities. You can stop this behavior before he does this to others. He is looking to get a response, any response. You need to be the adult and lay down the law. This is unacceptable behavior. Story 28. Either shame him publicly or file a harassment report. I believe any other option is not enough and wouldn't work. You can't expect to hit in the feels or insult someone like that. They don't respect themselves or others and send unwanted nudes to someone they actually know. How will they feel shame and hurt by whatever you might say back? Story 29. A friend of mine sends back a picture of a penile degloving injury whenever she receives one of those. I suppose the worst possible thing would be, I am a 4th grade teacher, and one of my pupils just came to me in tears and showed me this. How you got her number? I do not know, but I have called her parents and am reporting you to the police. Story 30. You just said this is a friend of a friend who you have not met before. This is voyeurism and abusive. If you can't get the image out of your head, it's because it is traumatic to you. I'd recommend mentioning it to the friend, or you can make it exponentially worse by toying with the guy. Story 31. I think you accidentally sent me a picture you meant to do a Google image search on. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you what is wrong with it, but I understand your alarm. That really is pretty gross. I hope you get it figured out and that your son will be fine. And don't worry about the size. I am sure it will grow once he hits puberty. Story 32. Wow, it must be cold there. When did they start making flesh-colored cotton swabs? In the country, you have to throw those undersized ones back in the lake. Bet that helps with flossing. I've never sent an inappropriate picture to anyone that didn't ask for it. I don't know how that seems like a good idea. Story 33. Probably a picture of an even bigger penis, assuming you are a woman. Whether you find one online with a similar skin tone to yourself that you could pass on as your own, or have a partner with one who is willing to pose with it beside yourself. Story 34. I was watching something on professional wrestling a while back, and a wrestler flashed a girl his junk. She said something along the lines of, "It looked like a baby rat. Small, pink, and hairless. So I'm going to go with that." Story 35. I know, it's hilarious. My best friend sent it to me last week, and I've randomly started laughing like 3 times already just thinking about it. Leave him the option to embarrassingly crawl out of his hole while making sure you hurt him badly. Story 36. Why haven't you blocked him? I get the snark, but really just block him and move on. If he does other numbers, then I would send it to his mother with a, "This is how you raised your son?" Story 37. Guy has no shame if he is doing it. You cannot really roast him or hurt him. He most likely does not care. He probably heard it all and would get turned on if he saw he got under your skin. Just block him and forget about him. Story 38. Woman here out of curiosity. Please just don't send them unsolicited, and there likely won't be any issues. If she asks you for one, chances are you're already in. If you've gotten a bad response to one that was asked for by a woman, that's on her for being a body-shaming jerk and has nothing to do with you. But beyond that, the only reason you'd be getting a bad response is if she didn't want the picture from you in the first place. Just some food for thought. Story 39. Oh my God. Why did you send me a picture of a little kid's penis? What is wrong with you? Just so you know, I will be reporting you for sending child pornography. Story 40. I knew someone who collected all the explicit pictures she ever received from Tinder and other platforms. Then she uploaded them all to some website and made a pillow out of them. Story 41. There is a gay hookup subreddit in his area. Respond that he should check out his post on that subreddit because there are a number of bottoms who would love to help him out. Obviously, do not do that. Just avoid the harassment route. Story 42. Tell him if he does it again, you are going to report him to the police for sexual harassment and a restraining order. Or just do it. That is weird, doing that to a stranger on top of it. Story 43. You just report it. He could have a degrading kink, so if you say something terrible, he might like it. He might just want any response from you. In the past, I have asked, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? And they answer like idiots, I don't know. And then I report them. Also, I know we shouldn't have to bother with this or even think about doing this because no one should be sending things like this, but just don't accept requests from guys you don't know personally and set your accounts to private so guys can't send you stuff like this. It's annoying we have to do this, but I got tired of seeing unsolicited pictures. I don't know what possesses someone to want to do this. Story 44. I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 the other day and thought the character Taserface is the embodiment of an unsolicited, inappropriate photo. No one wants him, he thinks he is awesome and scary, and when he shares his name like an inappropriate photo, he gets laughed at for being an embarrassment. Laugh at the guy, publicly call him out for it, and then block and report. Story 45. You have missed an important step. You went from ignoring to hit him directly in the feels. You missed the step where you reply and say, stop sending me these. I don't want to see them. Story 46. My favorite is to respond really upset, asking him if he just sent you child pornography, then screenshotting the report you are filing on him for distributing child pornography. Story 47. A group of friends has this one guy who is not really a friend, but he has been inviting himself everywhere for the last 20 years, I would guess. He is a little annoying, and recently he has pretty much been banned from going anywhere. It started when he sent an inappropriate picture to my buddy's wife, and he really does not need to be showing it off, if you know what I mean. So my buddy went ahead and printed it off, and it has turned into the got you. He sold his truck the other day to another buddy and thought it would be a good time to put the picture right on top of the title, so when you go to sign it, it will give you a surprise. Man, do not do that to me. But it has been used on top of any kind of paper that you might need to read. It will definitely gross you out and make everyone else laugh.